The girl who returned from her own burial. They buried her on Friday evening. The whole village cried. Even the sky joined with rain. But 3 nights later, someone began knocking at the door. And when her mother opened it, she saw her daughter, the same white clothes, the same face, standing in the rain, whispering, "Mama, it's cold outside." Welcome to African Tales by Sarah, a home of interesting stories. In a quiet town near Ibadan, there lived a girl named Morenike, only 18, beautiful and full of life. She was her mother's only child. The reason the widow Mama Morenike smiled every day. But one morning, Morenike woke up weak, her body cold, her eyes distant. Doctors said it's malaria, but deep down, Mama Morenike knew it was something else. Because at night, the girl would mutter names of people long dead, and sometimes she would laugh softly in her sleep and whisper, "They are calling me home." After 7 days, Morenike took her last breath. Her mother screamed until her voice broke. The villagers gathered, saying, "Ah, and she was a good child, but God knows the best." They buried her behind the old church, where wildflowers grew. Her coffin was small, the kind that broke hearts to look at. Mama Morenike fainted twice before the priest finished praying. When she finally returned home, the house felt colder. That night, she swore she heard footsteps in the corridor. She told herself it was a grief playing trick on her mind. But the next night, she had the knock. It came at exactly midnight. Soft, gentle. 3 knocks. Bum, bum, bum. "Mama, it's me. Open the door." Mama Morenike froze. Her lamp flickered. She recognized that voice. She had carried it for 18 years. Her heart screamed, "It can't be." But grief makes even faith tremble, so she opened the door. There stood Morenike, her white burial gown soaked in rain, her skin pale, lips blue, eyes empty, but smiling. "Mama, it's cold outside." Mama Morenike collapsed. Weeping, she dragged her daughter in, wrapped her in a blanket, fed her food, whispered prayers. The girl ate, but didn't chew. She smiled too much and she never blinked. Word spread quickly. Morenike has returned. Villagers came, but Mama Morenike wouldn't let anyone in. She said her daughter needed rest. But those who passed by the window swore they saw the girl sitting there, still, silent, watching. One evening, the catechist came to pray. He entered the room, but came out pale. "This is not your daughter," he said, trembling. "You buried your child. What's sitting there is something else." That night, Mama Morenike stayed awake, watching her daughter sleep. She noticed the girl didn't breathe. She just lay there, eyes closed, lips moving, whispering names. At dawn, she followed the whispers outside to the old churchyard. There, she found the earth on Morenike's grave freshly disturbed, as if someone had crawled out. Her scream woke the entire village. By the time they returned to the house, the girl was gone. Only her white clothes remained on the bed, wet and covered in mud. Days turned into weeks. The villagers said they still saw her, sometimes near the river, sometimes behind the windows at night. But Mama Morenike never saw her again. Every night, she lights a candle by the door and whispers, "If you come again, my child, come in peace." And some nights, when the winds blow softly through the compound, you can still hear a faint voice saying, "Mama, it's cold outside." Here comes the end of the story. Remember, some doors should never be opened twice. Some knocks are not meant to be answered. Bye. See you in my next one.